Dude, are you still driving CFMOTO junk? Yeah, why wouldn't I? They still work. Just thought I'd have a little bit of fun with that intro because this is the kind of questions I get sometimes in my comments of my videos, and the other guys that have CFMOTO channels, they get questions like this all the time too. And we have to laugh, even on our Facebook pages. We have to laugh because what is wrong with people?
Well, I'll field this one. Let me ask you a question. Why would a man whose shirt says genius at work spend all of his time watching a children's cartoon show?
I withdraw my question.
Now, before we go any further, some people have implied that I am sponsored somehow or in some way from CFMOTO. That is far from the truth. Let me explain something to you. Before Christmas, I reached out to CFMOTO to see if they would want to collaborate on a video idea I had. It wasn't to give me a machine or anything like that. The rep from CFMOTO said, sure, let me go over your media kit and talk with my team, go over this with them, and I'll get back to you. Well, I waited about 2 months, month and a half, and I didn't hear back from her. So I emailed her again, just in case she forgot, and plus it was near Christmas. So I emailed her back again. She goes, I haven't gone over this with my team yet. I will get back to you. She goes, I promise. Well, now we're into April, still haven't heard. I'm not saying she won't get back to me, but it's looking more and more like she won't. So I am not sponsored by CFMOTO in any way at all. And look, I like the other brands. I like Honda, Polaris, Can-Am, all the others. Why wouldn't I? I've had a Suzuki. My friends all have those machines. I see how they work and they're still riding them. They don't break down on them when they're treated right. And I like those brands. Why would I hate on them? They're just fine. I mean, everyone's entitled to get whatever they want. Let me explain something to you. People go on and on about these Chinese-made CFMOTOs, and they're junk. And why do you support China and all this stuff? Well, everything you buy, there is some component in that, whatever you have, made in China. I guarantee it. There's many components. Even, let's say, Harley Davidson. There is Chinese components in there, no matter what you think. There is parts or electronics from China. And that Harley Davidson would not be going down the road with your butt on it if there wasn't those parts in there. So can we all agree that it's just silliness? It's a different world now than it was in the 70s and 80s. The world has gone from this big to this big because of, well, the internet mostly. And in many ways, it's for the better. In some ways, it's not so good, but most ways it is for the better. So yeah, I'm still driving the CFMOTO junk. I mean, I'm on my third one now. I got the 22 Z-Force 950 HOEX. Guess what? This thing has 4,200 kilometers on it, which equates to 2,600 miles. Has it ever broke down on me? No. Does it get me out there and having fun with my friends and riding the trails in the bush, which I love doing, seeing scenery and animals, having good laughs with my buddies? Yeah, it does all those things just as well as any other brand would do it. Before that, I had the 21 Z-Force 800 EX. That was my first side-by-side ever. I love that thing. I had 5,300 kilometers on it, which equates to 3,300 miles. And when I sold it, that thing was in great shape. And again, nothing ever broke on me. The only thing that ever happened was I blew a tire. No big deal. That's my fault. And then I picked up this 2021 C-Force 500 from my son. It has 2,700 kilometers on it now. When I bought it off him, it had only 500 kilometers on it, and some of them were from me. So that equates to 1,700 miles. Just think about that. Now I've put on 7,600 miles on all three machines, like together. And I've never been stranded out in the trails. I've never cursed it, never broke, nothing big ever broke, nothing has ever really happened, knock on wood, and I'm quite happy. I've had a blast. I love going out riding. Actually, I'm going out riding tomorrow with my friends up at Nefton ATV Trails, and that's my favorite place to ride. We're going to have a blast again tomorrow. Look at today is like 11 degrees outside, Celsius. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 18 degrees Celsius. It's going to be sunny, and it's going to be a great day. I know it will be. Would I be able to have more fun on those trails tomorrow on a Honda, a Polaris, a Can-Am, Arctic Cat, a Kawasaki, a Suzuki? No, I don't think I'll have more fun on one of those at all. Just saying. Now this brings us to, why did I go with the CFMOTO? Well, it was budget friendly for me at the time. I'm retired. Well, except for doing stuff like this, which doesn't make much money, but I am retired and I needed something that was in my budget. And to tell you the truth, I did a lot of research on CFMOTO, and I heard some both, comments on how they weren't so good years ago. And then from like 2019, 2018 on, they started getting much better, much better. CFMOTO really picked up their game. And they were adding all kinds of accessories to their machines, like fully loaded, basically. And I heard they were very reliable. So I'm like, okay, well, you hear some bad stories, you hear some good stories. Well, I know any brand you buy, any brand of machine, ATV or side-by-side, you're going to have problems for the most part. And that has lots to do with the way people drive them. Like, I'm not knocking you. If you drive rough and you pound the crap out of it, hey, that's your business. It's nobody's business but yours. Have fun, have at it. And but shit's going to break. And same with the CFMOTOs. You pound on them really hard, it's going to break. So you just have to decide, is it in your budget to drive like that, or is it not in your budget to drive like that? Like, I mean, I'm not perfectly gentle on these things, but I don't pound them really hard either. Actually, I think the roughest I've ever been is on this Z-Force 950 HOEX. See that big mark going down the door here? You may have seen in a recent video, there was a tree that was sticking out like this, and somehow I parked beside it, and I didn't remember that it was there because we went and walked around the lake and stuff like that. Then my buddy in front of me had to move backwards, so I backed up, and for some reason I turned my wheels to the right just a bit, and the tree was up here like this, and it broke this here and scratched and pushed my door in, my aluminum CFMOTO doors, scuffed it all up. This here is fixed now. My dad fixed it for me with some hot glue. Worked out really good. It looks really strong. We'll test it out tomorrow in Nefton. But yeah, that's the only roughest thing I've ever done on this thing. I got a nice big skid plate under there from Iron Baltic, and it got a little bit of a workout last week in Nefton ATV trails, so that's there to protect it too now. And that's another reason I actually went with CFMOTO too, was because I'm into YouTube, right? I already have another channel on a different genre altogether, but I liked ATVing and side-by-siding. I wanted to get into it more, and I thought, why don't I start a YouTube channel on my journey and my experience at the same time? And I thought, well, CFMOTO is not a very popular brand. Like in 2021, I thought it's probably going to pick up ground. I seen it picking up ground, get more popular. So I thought, why not start a channel on the CFMOTO brand? It'd be just different from everything else. But holy smokes, did it pick up after that? Like, I mean, I was out on the trails in late 2021 with my Z-Force 800 EX, and I saw the odd Z-Force out there, more than I thought I would, but it wasn't tons. Now, I go out, I bet you 75% of the machines on the trails are CFMOTO brands. It's unbelievable. I'm shocked, actually. The channel, it's growing nicely. Got a nice community of viewers. New people come in all the time. And we all share the same love for the sport of power sports. We share the excitement about CFMOTO because they have CFMOTOs. I mean, I have more fun doing this YouTube channel, making these videos, than I do my other channel, which I started in 2019, which is my money maker. I mean, it's my bread and butter now that I'm retired. It gives me a nice little income. This one hardly pays at all, but this is the most fun. I can come up with video ideas time after time after time. I never am stumped about what to make a video about. It's two things that I love to do. I like doing YouTube, find it very interesting and fun. And I also enjoy my ATVs and side-by-sides and trail riding with my friends. Oh yeah, one more thing. I have had 3 CFMOTO machines. Like I said, 7,600 miles combined on all 3. Never have I been back to the dealership for repairs or anything yet. Oh man, am I ever jinxing myself now? I know something bad is going to happen. So to all you dudes that actually asked me that question, dude, are you still driving a CFMOTO? You darn right I am. I'm having a blast at it. It's not costing me a lot of money in repairs and maintenance. I do all the maintenance myself. Little repairs that are probably my fault. No warranty problems yet. That's been great. So yeah, I'm still driving my CFMOTOs. So the next time you sit down in front of your Chinese-made TV to watch Netflix after cooking a whole bunch of popcorn in your Chinese-made popcorn machine, and you're hanging out there stuffing your face full of popcorn, watching Netflix, also scrolling and checking things on your Chinese-made cell phone at the same time, you think about where all this stuff that you have is coming from. And while you're at it, get your head out of the sand. And when you run outside and jump in your car that has Chinese parts, or your Harley Davidson, take it for a ride that has Chinese parts, why don't you drop by a CFMOTO dealer and check out some of the new ATVs and side-by-sides.